functional strength. I am coming at you from Positive Choice Integrative Wellness Center here at the top of Garfield Specialty Center in San Diego, California. And this morning, we are going to focus on hip health. All right, so hips, they're the center of our body, and they also have so many muscles, right, coming in. We have all of our core muscles attaching on our hips. We have all of our leg muscles attaching on our hips, our back muscles attaching on our hips. So hip health is really, really important for everything else feeling really good. So today, some things that I have that you don't necessarily need, but I'll be showing you how to use them. It'll be able to add some stuff, add some intensity to it. One of these 360 bands, okay? If you've been watching, I hope that you got yourself some of these because these are going to be very useful long term. So we got that. I've got a chair for balance. So you can use a wall. And then I've got these blocks, which are just going to be used to kind of bridge the gap in some of these movements. So the last part of class, we're going to spend a lot of time opening up our hips. And if we have limited range, these can help. And if you don't have yoga blocks, you can use a book, you can use a can, you can use your water bottle, anything to kind of help you ease into these stretches without a lot of pain. Okay? So, first things first, let's get that music up a little bit. Yeah. And start marching. Good. So just bringing blood flow. We're going to start standing. And just a heads up, I'm going to start with some of the harder stuff. And then we'll move down on the ground. So know that this is meant for general fitness. And it's not meant to override anything your doctor has told you or to diagnose or treat. So do what you can do and modify when necessary. And maybe we can go just a little louder. Yes. Good. Big inhale. Take it up. Good. Exhale. Come down. Big inhale. Reach it up. Exhale. One more. For good measure. Fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. Exhale. Let it go down. Give me some shoulder rolls here. I'm going to go back to marching. Opening up through that chest. It just feels good. Just feels good. Opening up through those shoulders. Let's go the other way. Hopefully you guys are feeling good this morning. It's a nice, cool, overcast morning. I think it's a nice break from all the sun.
Nancy from Hollywood/Vista says hello.
Nancy from Hollywood. Nancy, are you vacationing?
Just kidding.
Oh, just kidding. You got my mind going, Nancy. All right. So now, knees up. Lift. 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 Lost my balance there. Good. So, how high you go is up to you. And remember, we're warming up. So if down here is where you're at this morning, that's okay. If you go a little bit higher, go higher. Let's get some strength to our hip flexors. Gets that blood flow moving right into that joint. Good. Four more. Last one. And open. And open. Good. And then let's get a march going in between these. So 1, 2, open.
She says good. Let's exercise the mind too.
Yes. We need that mental health as well. Both psychologically and just skill-based. Increasing range of motion through our hips. And don't worry, if you're starting out a little bit smaller, that's okay. As you get warmer, make them bigger. Excellent. I don't know about you guys, but I can feel my glutes turning on. Give me 4 more. As you can see, we're getting have this angle to open up a ton, right? I can get more height if I start like compromising, right? But I want to get a nice little swing there. Opening up through those hips. And if you want, you can add some momentum to get more range. 3, 2, 1. Good. Out. Alright. Switch sides. So step slightly behind your midline. And cross, open. Flex that foot. And then as you want to, start getting a little bit more momentum. It adds a little bit more range, and it forces your leg to come a little bit out of its comfort zone. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Good. Go, same leg, but we're going to do front to back. So front and back. Front and back. Now let me show you from the side. Okay. And I'm going to let my torso go a little bit on this. Keep going. Because you want that hamstring to stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Switch sides. Alright. Get yourself nice and balanced. Get a little micro bend in that standing leg. And front to back. And what you might notice is that your range gets bigger and bigger. And that's good. That's what you want. That's the point of the warm-up. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Woo! Shake it out. All right. I think those hips are nice and warm. So before we even move into our next one, I want you to press through, getting a nice stretch along the side here. Hand on the meaty part of your thigh. Come back through the center. Let's go to the other side. Press that hip. Imagine pressing that femur bone through the back of your hips. Press, press, press. Good, and then come on up. Shake it out. All right. If you are recovering from any kind of hip injury or weakness, you may want to be careful with this next set because we're going to work on squats, which are really, really important for us. So we're going to start with a kind of narrow squat, but it's going to be different for everybody, right? So my feet are turned out a little bit. I'm a little bit wider than my hips. That's where I'm comfortable. Feel out where you're comfortable. Weight in the heels. Push your hips back and drop down. And come up. We're going to start out nice and slow. And pay attention to your depth here. You don't have to go super far, especially if you're having any pain in your knees or hips or back. Stay in the range that you feel comfortable. And then as you get stronger, you can take it lower and lower. Good job. And push through those heels. Squeeze through those glutes. Our glutes are our biggest stabilizer for our hips. They're our biggest stabilizer for a lot. So make them nice and strong. Good. 2 more. 2 more. Excellent. Last one. Good. Shake it out. Now we're going to go a little bit wider. So we're going to go into sumo squats, which for us ladies, this usually feels the best because our hips are more open to facilitate our baby making. Well, not the making, but the delivering. All right. Toes out, chest up, and then sink down. And we're starting off slow. I want you to press into your heels. Maybe you can wiggle your toes. But again, we're dipping into those glutes, and you may feel it more in your inner glutes, towards your midline. And maybe you're noticing some tightness. That's okay. Lean into the discomfort. That's how we get more fit. We lean in to what feels hard, what challenges you. You go, okay, I got this. Let's feel it. Let's be okay. Good. Excellent job, you guys. One more. Come on up. Good. Last set. These are curtsy squats. So I want you to keep your right leg forward, and your left leg is going to come back and down. Now my nose is in line with my chest, is in line with my knee, is in line with my toe. So the twist doesn't come from here. It comes from just stepping back. You should feel some tension in that glute and then come up. So come back. Press up. Good job. Now if this hurts your knee at all, having it on the angle, take it less of an angle and take it straight back. But focusing on that glute. Good. One more. Excellent. Let's try it on the other side, and we're going to take our time to get set up. So, standing nice and strong on that left foot. Take that right foot behind. And notice, my leg wants to do this. We're not going to let it. We're going to keep that knee hold in. And we're going to come down and come up. Come down. Take it slow enough that you can manage your form and that you can pay attention to where you need to be. Feel your own body. It's more important feedback than anything I can tell you. So if something feels uncomfortable, slow it down, change your position little by little until it does feel comfortable. Good. One more, you guys. One more. Come on up. Shake it out. All right. What do you think? One more set each way? I think so. All right. Squats first. A little narrow. Let's go. A little faster on this second set. You know what you're doing this time. You're halfway there. Final two. Good. Stay up. Out into that sumo squat. Get those toes out. Feel out the distance that you need and come down. Excellent. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. You're doing great. 4 more. Here's 4. 3. 2, last one. Good, come on up. Is that heart rate coming up? Maybe a little glisten. We like that. Right leg. We're going back into that curtsy squat. Good. Down, up. Excellent job. Here's 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it up. Switch sides. Left side. We're going to take a break after this. Step back. Come on up. Don't forget to breathe, you guys. I know you're having fun. And if you're not having fun, just tell yourself you are. 2 more. 2, 1. Woo! Shake it out. That's it for standing, you guys. That is it for standing. Towel yourself off. You need. I need. And grab yourself some water. Okay? This next set, we're going to go down on the ground. And I'm going to utilize my chair there. We're also going to implement some work with our band here. So, what you're going to want to do is come on down when you're ready. So part of an issue with our hips is often our hip flexors. We can have a couple of problems with our hip flexors. One is tightness, which we'll deal with here in a few minutes, and the other is weakness. And they can exist together. You can be both tight and weak in your hip flexors at the same time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use our band to help strengthen our hip flexors. So what you want to do is put that band around the center of your feet. All right? And then we're going to take our feet and we're going to put them up on the chair. So you can use a dining room chair if you want. You can use your couch. Anything that's going to elevate. All right? And always pull those abs in. Hands by your back. I want you to get some tension in between that band. And then pull in. Good. Now I want a little bit more range here. So I'm going to extend my feet out and move back a little bit so that I can get a little bit more pull here. Good. Creating tension. Now you can do this without the band. Especially if you're just starting, doing it without the band might be a good idea. But I want you to keep those feet flexed and pull that knee right into your chest. And if you want, you can add just a little bit of help. Just a little bit if you want. But know that the point is resistance. So the more that you can make those hip flexors work, the better. Good. Give me one more on each side. Last one. Good. Now, I'm going to keep my heels here, and whether your knees are still bent, you can go from a bent knee, but I'm going to go to hip lifts from a straight leg. So, hands by the side, and then lift up, and come down. And I want you to use as much of your glutes and hamstrings as you can. Why these are so important is that if you guys noticed when we were doing the squats, we were strengthening up our hips and our glutes from a compacted position. Keep going with these, right? We were strengthening up from this position. These hip lifts are about strengthening them from an open position. So it really helps to strengthen your glutes to allow your hips to open up and be strong at that open point. Good. Up. One more. I want you to up and hold. Flex those feet, up and hold. Now really cue in. Feel your glutes engage. Maybe feel your quads engage. Maybe your calves are on fire. But don't let it go into your back. If it starts to go into your back, take a break. My hamstrings are on fire right now. Keep going, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Woo! I'm gonna pull my legs in, relax them. Oh, those hamstrings. We're gonna do one more set here, and you can choose any of the exercises that work for you. I'm gonna show you the more advanced version, and we're gonna combine those two. So if you're ready, put those feet back up here. Are you ready for this? I don't know if I'm ready for this. My brain's like, okay, let's do it. So we're gonna lift those hips, squeeze the glutes, and then pull in. So we got everything firing, all in our lower Why did I do this? That's what I'm thinking right now. Stay with it, you guys. You're doing great. You're doing great. We only got 4 more. Don't let go. Whichever option you got 2 more. Keep those hips high and lower down. Bring those feet down. Woo! Oh man, you guys. How we doing? How we doing? All right. Roll to your side. Roll towards me. Allow everything to kind of release here for a second. And then hand in front of you. Bring yourself on up. We're going to untangle ourselves. Band away. I'm going to push this chair away. We're going to stay on the ground now. And we're really going to spend the second half of class completely opening up through our hips. So we did a good job strengthening them. And if you want, you can run through that whole workout again to get another set for strength. Now we're going to open up these hips. So let your breath kind of come down. I don't know about you guys, but that last exercise really bumped up my heart rate. So when you're ready, come on up to your knees. And I'm going to fold my mat over. We're going to start on the left knee. And I like lots of padding on my knee. For whatever reason, the way my knee is structured, it doesn't like having a lot of pressure on it. I'm also going to bring my blocks, just in case, okay? So your right foot goes out to the side, and then you're going to center yourself. This right foot, the toe faces forward. So we're a little bit stacked, but we're also a little bit towards the center. And if you want some support, you're going to grab those blocks and lean forward. Now, the goal of this is to get some stretch and movement on that inner thigh. So for me, it's really tight. I can feel a stretch already right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit back and then come forward. And sit back and come forward. Now, if you do have yoga blocks, you have a few options here for height. This is the highest. If you want to go down, flip them. Okay. Then, if you want a little bit lower, flip them again. And then next step is down to the ground. Good job. So what we're doing here is we're adding stretch to movement. So we're allowing that muscle to elongate, but we're also still encouraging blood flow through the movement. And we're also allowing that stretch to not quite take as long. But we're going to get to it. Because on this next one, I want you to sit back. Now, if this hurts your knee at all, what you can do is you can take this block and stack them and plant your booty down so that it'll take some pressure off the knee and you can still relax into that stretch. Take some deep breaths, really feel that inner thigh open. So we focused on the strength, and now we're focusing on the opening up of these hips. And when you're ready, bring those hands underneath the shoulders and bring yourself on up. I'm going to bring that knee in. I'm going to have a seat back on my blocks here. A little shoulder roll. So get ready, let's go on the other side. So let's unfold our mat, fold it up on the other side if you need it. we're going for a deep stretch in your inner thigh. That's where you want that stretch. And you don't want any discomfort in your back, knee, hip. Sometimes my hips get a little bit crampy during these positions. And if that happens to you, just kind of like work it out. Good. Excellent job, everyone. Excellent job. Sink into it. I want you to kind of delve into how good this feels. Don't forget to breathe. Beautiful job. And are you ready to sit back? Let's sit back and hold. And if you feel comfortable, come on down. Get as low to the ground as you can and just relax here. Drop your head. Good job, everyone. And when you're ready, bring those hands underneath your shoulder. Heel yourself on up. Bring that leg back in. Good. And if you want, we're going to stay on our knees. If you want to leave this folded, feel free. I'm going to unfold mine so that I can stay centered with the camera. You move those blocks off to the side. This next move is another great beginner move, but it's good for all of us. And we're going to start in a tabletop position. If your hips are tight, this will be very unfun. It will be very small, and that's okay. Hands under the shoulders. I want you to bring your right knee underneath you, so centered, because we're going to take that left and we're going to lift up and come out and back in. So basically we're going to make big circles through those hips, adding range of motion. Open. Good. One more. Now hold here and we're going to go the other way. So press straight back. Bring it out to the side and in. Back. Out to the side. Beautiful, you guys. One more. And bring it back to center. Good. Move that left knee towards your center and prepare for that right leg. So starting in. So bring it in. And then out. And then back. And then back down. Pull it in towards your midline and open. And you may notice that one side is tighter than the other. For me, this side is always tighter. This side is my problematic side. So it's always tighter. It always presents a little bit of issues. So hold here, and we're going to reverse that. So go back, open up, and back. If you start out small and can get bigger, that's really good. And let it go, you guys. Good. Good, good, good. All right. From here, have a seat. If you guys have watched some of my earlier videos, you have done this with me before. It's called a 90-90. And if you are at all math inclined, 90 degrees, right, is what we're talking about with the 90-90. And what we want is we want that knee at 90 degrees. Your heels should be away from your body. So just to right? A lot of us tend to want to do this. This allows for a little bit more movement because it allows for less stretch through our hip. But we want more stretch through our hip. So get those heels away from your body. Center yourself. And then I want you to twist towards that right leg. And then lean forward. If you have blocks and you need them, you can use them to hold yourself up. But I want you to really press through those those hips. And then as you feel that release, you can lower down a little bit more. You should feel this right in the side of your hip, in the side of your glutes where your gluteus minimus is. And take some deep breaths, relax into this. Really allow your muscle to let go. It always helps me to visualize the muscle, take big deep breaths, and imagine that muscle letting go on my exhale. And then come on up, and we're gonna walk ourselves back. So getting that opposite stretch, and I like to turn my hands out, so whatever's comfortable to you, but that gives me a little stretch through my biceps, through the front of my body, and press those hips. Good. And move around a little bit. If you need a little bit of movement here, go for it. Good. And then come on back. I'm going to move my block out of the way. We're going to switch to the other side. And if you can do it with no hands, you get bonus points. Good. So setting up in this 90-90 on the other side. And again, pay attention to your body because this side might feel a little bit different. Get those heels away from your body. Twist. Keep those hips nice and steady. And then lean yourself forward until you feel that deep stretch in the side of your hip. My hip is cramping up on this side, so we're just gonna kind of like give it a little movement, give it a little adjustment. Feels good right about there, so I'm gonna leave it there. And I'm gonna lean into this hip. If you can come down into a fully relaxed position, go ahead. Take some deep breaths. Allow that muscle to let go. And then when you're ready, bring those hands back under your shoulders. Press yourself up and walk yourself back into that open position. Maybe turning your hands out. Dropping open that chest. Relax here. It should feel good. Opening up through the front of that thigh, hip flexor, quad. And for me, my shoulders, my biceps on that lean. Good. Now we're going to take these nice stretched out hips and we're going to add some mobility to this. So when you're ready, come on back to your center. And hands here, if you can do it. If you need them down by your side, go ahead and just do whatever it takes to get into the position. All right? So I'm going to switch, and I'm going to pull my heels a little bit closer to me because I'm going to come up and press my hips forward, and then come down, and then we're going to switch. Okay? Hip functionality and movement at its finest. Switch. And what you'll notice is with each rep, you get better and better at this. Yes, this is mobility. Yes, this is strength. But it's also a little bit of mind-body connection. It looks challenging, therefore our brain goes, oh, I can't do that. You can. You absolutely can. Good. We're going to do 2 more on each side. If ever you need a break, take it. You can always do this video again and get stronger and stronger. That's how you guys get stronger. Consistency over time. Your body is absolutely making all the adaptations, but you got to spend the time to get there. Come on up. Good, and that's it. Stay here. I want you to come up one more time. Good, hands down. Tuck that back toe and center yourself. If you need to have some cushion, feel free to wrap that mat, or I'm going to use my towel. And what I want you to do is square your hips, because this should be a deep stretch through that hip flexor. Okay? And if you can, I want you to come up. And this is where you could use your blocks, right? We can even bring our blocks right here, opening up through that hip flexor, square those hips off and press that left hip forward. Pulling that right hip back. Good. Now, come on down. I'm going to turn, you stay where you're at. We're going to allow this hip to open up. So, walk that foot out to the side. Outside of your body frame, opposite hand comes down. So now we're square. And then just allow that hip, let me get a little cushion back there. Allow that hip to open up. So now I'm on the knife edge of my foot. I'm allowing my hip to open up, and I'm gonna move my right hand close to my left leg, and I'm gonna add a twist open, and you're gonna breathe. Hardest stretch of the day, you guys. Big inhale. I want you to come back to center and step it back. Woo! All right, let's switch sides. I'm gonna stay facing you. Good, so ease in. And I'm just gonna show you, stay here. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like with the blocks. So blocks would be right here, right? A little bit of support. A little bit of just gapping that distance between where you're at and where you wanna be. Because the most important thing is that you're getting a stretch through that hip flexor. So press that hip forward. And remember, if you want, you can take it all the way up, pressing the crease of that left hip forward, pulling that right hip back. Take a big deep breath. Good. And then come on back down to your blocks. I want you to work that foot out to the side and bring your hand on the inside, and then just allow that hip to open up. Okay. I'm gonna come on down, get a little bit deeper stretch. And then when you're ready, move that left hand towards your midline and open that right hand up to the ceiling, allowing that knee to just open up as far as it can. Reach, 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 reach. Good. Big inhale here. And bring that knee back to the center. Bring that hand down. Bring that foot back. Woo, good job, you guys. Come on back here. I think our lights just went off. It got dark in here all of a sudden. All right, have a seat. Good. All right, one more deep stretch into those hips before we go. Bring the soles of your feet together. Sit on up. Now, some of you might notice your knees are like up here. That's totally normal. I am not even down as far as I could. You have a couple of options here. You can take your forearms, press them into your calves, and press down. Bringing your chest down. Taking a nice deep breath. And adjust. So I'm like feeling, I really want to be right on my sit bones. You want stretching to feel good. And then come on in. All leg, cross it here. This is to start. So this might be enough. If you want a little bit more, we're going to get these knees. I'm just going to adjust here. Get a little bit more open. Good. And then let's go to the other side. Good. So start with just adjusting. I'm kind of getting everything in order here. This is my tighter side. So relax, relax, relax. Beautiful work today. All right, come on here. We're gonna lay down for one more stretch. I'm going to have my legs face you just so that you can see exactly what this is. So this is one area that we haven't gotten into today. It's our outer hip. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take that right leg, cross it over your left leg. All right, I'm hooking my ankle around the outside of my knee. And then what I want you to do is let that fall across your midline. And you should feel a really, really deep stretch through that hip flexor, maybe through the side. And I'm going to just open it out a little bit wide. And I'm using the strength of my right leg to push my left leg down. Take some deep breaths. And when you're ready, unwind, come back through the center. Let's do the other side. So walking that leg out, hooking that right ankle or that left ankle over the right knee and dropping over to that left side. Take some deep breaths and use the strength of that leg to press that knee towards the ground. A lot of us, for us ladies, we are very tight on the side. So we feel really good having an open knee. We feel good having our feet out to the side, nice wide stance. But then we have a lot of tightness coming towards our center. Nice job, everyone. And slowly let that go. Bring it back to your center. I am going to walk my hands up to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Shake those legs out. Open up my hips. Okay. All right, you guys. Hopefully those hips are feeling nice and good. Make sure you walk around. Get all those little kinks out after class. And I hope that you feel wonderful, feel refreshed. And please like and share this video. And if you guys have any requests for future workouts, put them in the comments. I want to hear what you want, and we'll do them in upcoming episodes. Stay tuned the rest of the week, and I will see you all next Monday.